Well, the COP27 conference kicks off today in Egypt, where world leaders will spend the week focusing on climate change. Ryan Beju is one of two journalists we have on the ground. He joins us live now. Ryan, you've heard this criticism this conference is getting. What is the feeling on the ground right now?
Well, that's a good question, Bavita. That's a good question because the feeling on the ground here in Egypt, if you travel to Cairo, if you travel to Sharm El-Sheikh and you talk to some of the delegates, you talk to some of the visitors, you get the feeling that, a lot of people are thinking the way the Dominican Prime Minister is also thinking, that this is just a huge talk shop, that nothing really gets done. And this is why the Egyptian presidency of the COP, and he is Egyptian, has labeled this the implementation COP. So what does that mean? It means that we've talked a lot over the last 7 years since signing the Paris agreements in France. We've pledged a lot, we've promised a lot, we've talked a lot. He now says that this COP, COP27, has to be the COP in which promises are delivered, that things are implemented, that things are actioned. The trouble is, the challenge is that we live in such an ever-changing world. I remember covering COP26 last year from back home in the Caribbean, and nobody knew that Russia would have invaded Ukraine, and that changed the entire dynamics of the world. So we'll have to see what the heads of state who begin arriving tomorrow, Monday, will begin rolling out their speeches tomorrow into the rest of the week, what they will have to say. Minister of Planning and Development Penelope Beckles will lead Trinidad and Tobago's contingent this year, as opposed to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, who last year gave a very good speech to COP26 in Glasgow, Scotland, in which he said, he was very frank, he said, listen, Trinidad and Tobago needs to move away from the fossil fuel industry in a reasonable and manageable way. So what will be Trinidad and Tobago's stance? We've also got climate negotiator, our lead climate negotiator in Kishan Kumar Singh here. He's already on the ground. He'll actually be leading climate negotiations as of tomorrow. So we'll be following up with him and bringing everyone the latest. From the latest here in Cairo, a very cold night in Cairo, I'm Ryan Beju reporting for CNC3 News.